she would get the baby, most kids would be like, I don't want, little boys don't want to be bothered with no baby most of the time. I wanted to hold every baby she held, like I just love babies. And that's how I grew up, and I always wanted a child of my own. And I ended up getting one, but, you know, that's a whole nother story. But when my niece was little, and my daughter is older than my niece, but when my niece was a baby, they was trying to put her to sleep, and I could tell my brother and his baby mama was getting frustrated. Like they tried everything. They rode her around in the car, did all everything parents try to do to calm her down and put her to sleep. She would not go to sleep tonight for nothing. She was hysterical about something. And then I just was like, let me hold her, let me try because I always loved babies. I was kind of standoffish with her because that's my brother's kid. She's little. I know he want to bond with her. I'm not trying to get in the way of that, right? I'm trying to, let him bond with her, but then they just looked like they was frustrated, and I was like, let me hold her. When I held her, like less than a minute flat, she was snoring, bro. She was snoring. My
Wow.
brother gonna say, "Oh,
Neil, that was
he
fast
was
food or
just
something.
scared of you because you got a deep voice." But that's not what that was.
No.
Babies don't go to sleep when they're scared. That's not what that was.
Right.
Not at all. I just let him say it.
Hey, Neo, there was a I'm gonna say around 18, 19, somewhere years old. There was some people who was trying to get you or something. Let us hear that story.
I really don't know exactly. It probably makes sense. It could be my baby mama. I had my daughter a little bit after 18. I was like 21 when I had my daughter.
Right.
I don't know what would have happened around 18 to 19. Uh, almost, huh? You talking to us?
Nah, it sounds like they preparing something.
Oh, great. Yeah, we hear y'all. Indeed, but uh, I had some weird stuff happen at 18 and 19. I don't know exactly what you meant. I'm gonna need more information. I can't lie.
Okay. Was you like kind of accused of something that you didn't do?
Yep.
That's what
Yep.
confused me.
When I was about that age, uh, I was given a little local neighborhood junkie that shouldn't have even been talking to me because he older, giving him a ride to the damn store, him and another one of my friends. We go to this the fuel station. He was supposed to give me gas money to give him a ride. You know how that game go with niggas who ain't got a car and they leaning on the young nigga who got a car and don't know no better. He green. So we go to the store and he run out with a whole case of beers. He run out with a whole fucking case of beers, a suitcase, and get in my car. I didn't have the door locked because he just got out. He was coming back. He
Right.
jumped in, and right when he was jumping in, there was a police that was sitting in the parking lot. And
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it was a police from our neighborhood, so he knew who I was. I didn't know him, but he knew who I was, and he knew I wasn't really in no trouble. So he was like, "If you can get the guy out the car, I'll let you go, because I know y'all ain't had nothing to do with that." Because he saw us arguing with the nigga and everything. Like, dude, what the fuck is you doing? You know, and that's what he was telling us. And the dude didn't get out in time. By the time he got out, some more people, some more police rolled up, and they wasn't so friendly. So they searched in the car and they found some weed and my pistol that was actually in my name.
Right.
Well, I mean, that was after 19 also. That was about 21, because
Well, in
the
that
pistol was
bracket,
legal.
when stuff come to me, it don't come direct because I might be not in a
Right.
meditation zone, but in that direction, I'm just reaching out to
That's what
let
I
you
think
know.
is. That's what I think you picking up. That you
Right.
know, that's the only real thing I could think of that I was accused of. And I wasn't really accused of that. It's just I got caught up with that.
Right. If he didn't see y'all arguing, he would took all y'all down.
Right. And I did get taken down for the little blunt. It was less than a $5 bag at the time. It was Reggie, so it was like less than $5 worth of Reggie. So it was like a small amount, half a blunt. And but I had a pistol in the car, even though the pistol was in my name. The fucking racist cop was trying to say it was a felony because a pistol plus weed at that time was a felony. Any
Right.
amount. It could have been a fucking roach in the ashtray. That with a pistol in the car, he can take me down for a felony. That's what they
Right.
did. Case
That's
ended
true.
up getting thrown out, and but they kept my damn pistol
Well, they
and
supposed
would
to,
not give it back.
that's crazy. By law, they supposed to gave that back after 3 days.
All right, they were supposed to give it back. When I went down there to go get it back, the
Yeah.
DA was like, "Well, you know what? I think we're going to open the case back up." You know, and I know that's not legal, and I know he was flexing on me, and I could have fought it, but I was like, you know what? This pistol wasn't even that much. It was like $200. I can go get another one. Fuck it, you can have it. You know,
Was it a burner?
no,
No, it's
What
in this
is
nigga name.
right.
They couldn't open
No,
up shit.
if it was a
Ain't no
burner,
bodies on it or
I
nothing.
would have been in jail. They wouldn't have let me go if it was a burner. The only reason I
Oh,
got
Right.
out because it was in my name, and the judge was like, the DA threw the shit out because that's bullshit. This gun in his name, and it was less than a $5 bag in his car that you found. Like, you really didn't have nothing on you.
right. That's crazy, man. And I'm pretty
You
sure
smoke
they
with
didn't.
a legal pistol, that type of shit.
I'm pretty sure they didn't put it back on the street somehow, some way.
They probably did. I'm pretty sure they did. They didn't destroy that thing.
Man, I was tripping. I'm like, how is it that my nigga is getting all these guns and we ain't making no fact and we don't have a factories in it? Ain't that many home invasions in this world? Well, how many
Right.
guns is getting in these people's hands, right? And then I gotta connect. Man, these fucking Germans and Japanese bringing us straps like crazy.
Yeah, but babies and animals I've always had a connection with.
Babies and animals.
Yep.
Right.
This is the
Babies and
craziest thing I
animals?
can tell you about an animal.
Man,
Uh,
animals can get it. If it's the end of the world, they getting ate. You gonna be mad at me. I'm gonna be looking at you like Neo, you and that fucking pit bull, nigga.
no, but check this
Hey,
out. Check
hey,
this
that's what's
out.
something before you go, Neil. That's
Yeah.
what's something nobody is looking at that uh, um, Noah sinned against the Most High on that incident because the Most High told him to preserve all of the animals. He got off the boat, made an altar, and started sacrificing shit. You don't
Oh,
see, you don't see nowhere where that was told to Noah to do that.
But what happened with me? This is crazy shit. I had a few things that happened with animals, but the craziest shit. that I was up in Washington, and my ex at the time was working at a pet store, uh, PetSmart or Petco or some shit like that. Petco, I think it was. And I'm in the store waiting on her to get off, you know. And during this time, I was going through something like a spiritual awakening. Plus, I was up in Washington where the weed was legal and we was moon rocking it and everything else. You know, I was in a very elevated state, and man, like I'm walking around the store, and during this time, like I'm sensing the energy off of everyone I come across. Everybody I come across, I could feel like if my eyes closed, I could feel them differently than I feel them. You know, like when you just feel somebody present in the room. It wasn't like that. It was like stronger. It was like a third eye sensation, right? Where your pineal gland would be. And I would feel it. And I could damn near close my eyes, get blindfolded, and follow them around the room with my third eye. That's how strong it was. So I go by the goddamn fish tank and I close my eyes because I'm feeling the energy coming off the animals in the store. I close my eyes and I feel it getting stronger and stronger. When I open my eyes, every fish in the goddamn tank was looking dead at me. They stopped swimming around the fucking tank because they were swimming around chaotically at first, and they were just staring dead at me. I felt like the Rat King or something off of Ninja Turtles. Like I could have told them bitches to go attack somebody if they was bigger.
Hey, greetings, everyone. Hey, Neil and Abdul.
Hey.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever, during the course of this spiritual journey, have y'all ever woke up and couldn't move?
Yeah,
No,
plenty times.
when I was a kid. But
Right.
soon thereafter, look, like I said, he was there. Look, I'm not joking. I was terrified as a child for a tiny second. But every time I thought of it, I felt somebody was there. It was like, I don't know how to explain it, but if somebody was there, and all I had to do was focus on him, and I could move and get out the bed. And I haven't had any of those things. But one time in one of my dreams, I did. I remember I was like sick or whatever it was, and it was like a whole bunch of people with hoods on surrounding me. I was laid down. They was praying and doing something, and I threw up some fucking shit. I was in the dream. I just threw up. I don't know what it was. It was weird.
The white.
It was like, you remember the movie, The Green Mile? Remember what that nigga John Coffey would be throwing up? I swear it was kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was good. You know, like, I can't explain it, y'all. Shit, I can't explain it, but that was it.
And the reason why I asked if I did that before is because our energy is so strong. They know who we are just through an energy source. They know who we are. Just like, you know, we're saying that I'm just now meeting Abdul. I'm just now meeting Neil Long. But in my system, we have always been knowing each other through the energy, and it's just now bringing us together physically.
Like with me, I used to get that during teenage years a lot. I don't know if it happened once I made 20, but during my late teens, after 15 and so, it happened a lot.
And that shit happened to me to this day.
And this one particular time, most of the time it was like, you know, the typical, you know, you can't move, you wake up. My mom always told us to say Jesus, so it happened to her before because she knew what we was talking about. You know, so she was telling us to just call on Jesus, and that's what we would do in our mind because my mouth couldn't move.
Right.
I could not move my mouth. I'm like, like my mouth was glued together. You know, they had a scene like that on The Matrix where his mouth was actually glued together, and that's how it felt. You know, so, but this last time it happened, you know, I still got my trench coat to this day, but I had my trench coat hanging on my door in my room. You know, I didn't know it because I'm asleep, you know. I wake up in the middle of the night and I see this black figure standing in my doorway. And, you know, no bullshit. It was a black figure with a black hat on, standing in my goddamn doorway. And like a silhouette, black, all black. And I was so petrified from what I was looking at my mind couldn't rationalize it because I'm one of them gifted kids, like I was really in the gifted program. So I'm not used to not being able to explain that. And I'm always a kid that, what's that? What if I don't know what it is? I'm asking questions. I gotta understand everything I come across. My mind couldn't rationalize this, and so like to be honest, I froze up like a petrified log, like frozen from fear, and I just laid there and went back to sleep and prayed in my mind. And when I woke up, I saw my trench coat hanging on the door, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that that wasn't that goddamn trench coat that I saw that night.
You ain't
It
lying.
stood in front of the motherfucker. So when I woke up the next morning, I would think I was crazy. No, I just saw my trench coat. And that, I'm a rationalizer. Most
Look,
people are rationalizing. I did not rationalize that that was a figure standing there.
right.
Right.
I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy, but nigga, the shadows move. I said it. Okay.
Yeah,
They be right there in your fucking shadow looking right at you, nigga.
right.
Check this
You
out.
gotta get that out your house. You gotta I don't know how you do it, but you gotta get
I'm
it
gonna,
out.
the object, it's impossible for you to get them out your house, away from your house. The object is to keep them away from you. You can be in your house all as long as they don't get in you, because the only way they can possess those that are of light, the only way they can possess you is when you sleep. It's called getting the monkey off your back.
Mm.
In 84, I don't know if y'all remember Training Day when they had the shootout in those projects, those called the PJ, that's
Yeah.
PJY. Okay, I'm living in PJY, so I'm like 10 or 11, and I'm downstairs, and on the top of the stairway, I goes into that, wake up and can't move for shit. And I'm fighting it off. But these beings, they say, don't fight. Listen, you have to leave. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, I have to leave. In my mind, I can't talk. I gotta leave. What are they talking about? They say you have to leave. Okay. When I finally got up out of that thing, 2 days later, my brother-in-law, he's from Six Deuce East Coast, came in the PJs tripping with some niggas, and they knocked on my door and told my mama, you got 30 minutes to get the fuck up out of here. We had to leave every single thing, right? Okay, this is in 83. 2006, I moved back down there to LA, and I had a baby. And my baby mama uncle, I never met him in life. He came and told the same fucking story in the same projects. So I know I ain't tripping. No, y'all not tripping. Start listening to them.
Yeah.
Start listening to them. I mean, it's some spooky shit. People don't want to go into it, but we're stronger. They're not our enemies, but at the same time, if you allow them to get into you, you finna go through some confusing ass shit.
That seemed like it wasn't nothing good that I saw, the shadow one. It felt like it
Right.
was. Maybe it was just my perception because I was so terrified. I didn't care what it was. I didn't want to see it.
See, you have to understand that you have angels that'll fight for you, and we would think because what they do is negative. No, they're fighting for you. There's some people that you don't even have to say nothing to that disrespect you to the fullest. Don't worry about it. Angel will get you, and watch the fuck and see what happens.
Right. I have been living that too. So
They tried to set me up. Some niggas, some of the homies. I'm gonna say homies because to this day I forgave them, and I got their numbers in my phone. But they set me up, and they tried to kill me. And the only reason why they didn't shoot because I had kids in the car. The angel said, don't call no homies. Just leave it alone. Just let it go. Man, after 5 years, come back, man, these niggas in jail for life. One shot, two niggas with one bullet. Niggas is getting beat the fuck up. All they dope. I'm talking about some big high dope dealers. All that shit is being taken. I'm like, ever since then, that's what I'm like, man, I'm finna start learning how to use my angels. And that's what I'm saying, Neo. If you probably be a little afraid because it's something that you have never seen or heard or whatever. But that was one of your angels. You know, man, because if it wasn't, some shit would have started really, really happening that you don't like.
well, a lot of shit did happen that I did not like. So I don't know. A lot of shit did happen. life was, at that time I was like, even at that age, that young age, I remember not ever being truly, truly happy in life. Like, if you know what I mean, like I might get a new car, get, a new video game, get some fresh clothes, get a new girlfriend. But
Right.
it just always seemed like I wasn't ultimately happy. Like my life wasn't going the way I was not totally happy,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're
Like
not
I could
complete.
not be satisfied. I didn't have a whole lot to begin with, but when I do get small stuff, it was like my brother would say that too. Like I would just not get excited. Like I was so used to not being happy. Even when good things happen, I wouldn't be excited.
Right. See, I know this, that we get of age and identify ourselves instead of being taught to us as a baby. So a lot of our gifts, we don't know how to activate them. We don't know how to use it. So when these experiences happen and ain't nobody have taught us this stuff, just like a lot of we just run away from it, not knowing that we're supposed to attack this stuff head on. You know what I'm saying? Go ask from here on now, Neil. Ask for that. Ask them for the peer again. You know what I'm saying? What did you come to me for?
Right.
I used to always say this to any energy because I used to feel them. Like, let me give you one more. My cousin Patrick, when my dad died, I went back to LA, and my cousin Shanice, she moved into a house. I'd never been there before. And my cousin Patrick took me over there, and he said, somebody died here. I got excited. I love this shit. I was like, don't even tell me. So I started going around the house. As I get to the garage, then chills start coming. Chills start coming, and they looking at me crazy. I'm like, I'm shivering a little bit. I looked up in the middle of the garage, a spider was coming down. I said, Patrick, he hung himself right there. He said, how the fuck you know that? It's because we're not being taught how to use our gifts. So I don't know, man. I know this, that we need to come up with something to start moving as a block, as a whole.
It's not moving as a whole, moving as a block. I don't think so. I did at one point, but I realized it's getting us straight, and each person kind of got to get themselves straight. We can't be good, great enough for the rest of them. We can't do that. They got to get their progression and their evolution, for lack of a better term. They got to evolve into who they're supposed to be too.
See,
There's no way around it.
I would disclaimer right now. I'm gonna just let everybody. I'm not here for everybody.
Right.
Only those that are like minds. You know how Christ said, "My sheep will know me by my voice."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's only. I say a couple of key words, and if you don't understand, bye. I ain't here for you. Like the brother I wish he'd come back on because I do not like saying nothing. Let the brother there, but everybody know, man. He too warrior for me. That I mean, even I don't want to go to war like that. To peep this out.
He don't
This
either. It just
he
sounds good
don't
to him.
he don't either. I told him this yesterday, man. You know, in order for you to win any war, you got to know the minds of your enemy, and you don't know their minds. So don't be coming over here talking about some war shit. Don't hand me a AK while these motherfuckers got bazookas and shit. No sound waves that can control you. Nah,
Mm.
no. Neil, go read it. No one's understanding. They had these devices, these sound waves devices, for centuries. In the seventh book of Judges, Gileon broke the pitch and blew the horn at the camp, and the camp started sticking each other. That's sound waves.
All right.
The host ran and started crying for no reason after he blew the pitch and broke the pitch and blew the horn. And that's a sound wave device.
Yes, indeed.
Miss Ivory, Hey sis. I did a live yesterday, but me and David, I think her name was Maya was there, and you didn't pop in, so I was like, maybe we'll do it on another day. But I wanted to just to get your understanding on that scripture that you put up, saying that my Lord God is from Egypt. What does that mean, like for you?
What he said. He said, I am your Lord God from the land of Egypt.
Yeah. So is that do that mean that God is a physical being, or the spirituality that was there in Egypt is the Hebrew God?
Well, yeah, he's physical. Even in Revelations, it tells you that the Amen was there for the creation of God. So when we dealing with the Bible, yes, it's speaking that he is a physical being. So Yahweh would be um, more of a physical being.
Hmm. I was wondering that's true. That's true. And when you said, I heard this a long time ago, that Yah was the masculine aspect and Wade was the feminine aspect of the creator. And we always point to man, father, 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 father. In the book of Genesis, it completely said us, more than one.
Mm-hmm.
People
Was
put
I
Christ
think when
there.
it's
I'm
see,
sorry.
I
People
think
put.
when it's go
I'm
ahead. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Oh,
No,
I'm
go ahead. I'm
just
sorry.
saying.
It's a delay on end.
Yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. Where people are saying that Christ is there or whatever, but I'm looking at this. The they made man in their image after their likeness, and if it was a woman that was made, it was a woman there. You dig what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
when they saying that when Adam says, leave your mother and father house and clean unto your wife. Well, we all know that God is Adam's father, so the mother have to be God's wife. The woman aspect have to be there.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
None the says go ahead.
Correct. Yeah. And also I just think that in the scripture when it's saying like come let us make man in our image and things like that, that's speaking more of like um that's speaking of the angel like Michael and Gabriel and different celestial beings like that, like high ranking celestial beings, like here on earth is not dealing with the most high God.
See, but we have to understand this though, that in different essence, like God walked in the midst of the garden with Adam. You know what I'm saying? I I strongly believe this, that if we're gonna call this book the Word of God, and I never heard anybody else call
Mhm.
any other book but that Bible the Word of God, it don't need anything to complicate. It would explain itself. So when we get into a spiritual aspect or a man aspect, regardless of what anybody try to put in there, let's just deal with what's there.
Right, right.
Yes, and what we're dealing with, it was something that was made in the image of something, in the likeness. So the likeness is the way you walk. We're going to just pick one. Image is a picture. Likeness is your attributes. So
Uh-huh.
this being that's being made or created is going to look like God and it's going to act like God. That's what we get at.
Uh-huh.
That's where the confusion is coming at, that they not understanding that we are the God that the Bible is talking. Now, if anyone want to believe that, that's fine and dandy. If they don't, that's fine and dandy. But I'm not going to put nothing there with my act. I'm just going to read what it says and look around. Be my own scientist. Decipher the shit myself. Because in the language that we speaking, if there's a Most High, if there's an Allah or whatever, it always comes in the language that I speak. It don't come in no other.
Right.
So I don't need to go learn Hebrew. I don't need to go learn Aramaic and Aramaic. I don't need to go learn that stuff because the God that I'm dealing with is right here. I just feel that we need to, y'all women need to go ahead and take over this stuff because it's the men been having it. We ain't came together yet.
Mm.
I used to always say, "How I got into it like six different pastors. Some a woman came speak in a church. Wait, hold on, wait. How you gonna tell her she can't teach and speak about something that she carried for 9, 10 months?" And then they always go to the book of Corinthians. If a woman wants to know, it is prohibited for a woman to speak in the church if she want to learn anything to go into the privacy of the home and then learn from her man. Well, the preachers ain't understanding that they only talking to the Corinthians because of what the hell they was doing. So I want to start.
Well,
Okay.
but I do agree with them according to their Bible. You know, their Bible does tell them that, and most religious books are very biased towards women.
Well, it's the
But they
teacher.
don't need the woman is gonna because the woman is naturally a leader. The woman, our intuition, we gonna we gonna call BS when we find it and everything. So
Right.
yeah, and men just need to dominate over women. They need to be pacified and things like that. So that
See, but
yeah.
see, that's what we being taught, and that's how we taught how to look at that Bible. Because I'm gonna stand on this: the woman is the most powerful being in the Bible because she's the only one that got God's creation to turn against it. It wouldn't be no Christ if it wasn't for the woman. Look at the book of Judges and Ruth and all that. The women is powerful.
Right, we wouldn't have discernment if it wasn't
Right.
for the Nakash, but if it wasn't for her, using her sense, that discernment that everybody claim that they have, and they love and they trust, you wouldn't
Yeah,
have that without the woman.
you wouldn't. And it's in that Bible, it's in the New Testament when a woman not supposed to speak, but they ain't understanding there was letters, there wasn't scriptures, and that was a letter to the Corinthians, not a letter to the world.
Mm.
So they was marrying their fathers, they was having sex with their sisters, and they was defiling things. Jezebel, they was defiling things. So I can understand, okay, you Corinthians, but he wasn't talking about the whole entire world. What even talking about the Israelites? Even though there was some Israelites in Corinth, but we have to understand that they wouldn't call Christians until Paul. Christ's disciples, his followers were disciples. They never was Christians. That's why I tell the Christians, the Bible is not your book because it said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not no God of Christians. Yeah. The heaven
True,
got 12
true.
gates with 12 names on there, not one Christian on there.
Hmm.
It's not their book. But that's just me. I'm not trying to get everybody to
Yeah, that no, that's true. And I noticed, when I came into what people call consciousness of whatever, and you know, I started being more disciplined and doing things that the Christian's supposed to do. So I was like, honestly, a better Christian than the Christians. And they was like, "Oh, you must worship Satan. You don't do this. You don't like. You don't celebrate Christmas. You don't." It was like I was more religious than they were, or
Right.
more Christian than they were. I wouldn't eat pork. I wouldn't do a lot of things, but
See,
I was
see, the
more
Bible,
disciplined than the Christians.
I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of our Hebrew brothers try to annihilate that first thing what was given to Adam and try to say that it was meat given to the Hebrews, so certain meats was lawful. Okay, from the beginning, remember herbs was for your meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he
So
said, "Let the fruit of the trees be thy meat."
right now, when we dealing with the 40 years or whatever in the wilderness, people is not understanding that that was a piece to get you the right way. But when they came out of the wilderness and crossed over to Jordan, Deuteronomy 26, they show you the feast they have, and it wasn't but fruits and vegetables with no meat around. The people that he gave that meat to, they didn't cross
Hmm.
over to Jordan because they were defiled. So that Bible don't teach you to eat meat at all. You ain't supposed to be touching it.
Mm.
Whether it's cooked or not, remember, do not consume the blood because it's life.
Mm,
Yeah, we
I'm
ain't
happy
supposed
you pointed that out.
to be touching meat, even though I'm a strict, like, I'm a herbalist. I got shit to cure cancer and shit. I was living with my auntie and her grandkids. When she leave, I had to feed them, and I had to feed them what she provide. So I'm like, fuck that. If I'm gonna feed some meat to the kids, I'm gonna eat it too. There's no way I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
feed this to the kids and not put it in my mouth. And I'm made to give this to these kids. It's not happening.
Yeah, my husband, he has started back like, oh, I'm gonna eat meat and all this type of stuff. So I was I was like strictly vegan, but I started have to cook it for him, and then I started back like, oh, let me taste it, make sure it's right how I used to make it, and then I eventually started back eating meat. Until recently, Neo had I post one of his songs in the back chat, and I listened to that song like 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta put the meat down. So I stopped
Right.
That one about
eating
the
meat
pork,
again.
yeah.
The
Hey, hey,
Batman, yes.
hey, where hubby at? I would love to meet him.
Huh?
I said, where hubby at? I would love to meet him.
Oh, he's at work. I ain't made it home yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tell him bare facts would like to meet him because I do not like to speak to anyone's wife without the man being okay with it.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's all that is, but it's all good though. I just love to respect my brothers. But yeah, and we need to
That
put
song be convicting my damn self. That's the crazy part.
that's what I like about this. That's what I love about y'all sisters because here, unless y'all ask a question, y'all just listening. You know what I'm saying? I went on other platforms and them things, they start disrespecting and telling me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And then when I get on them, everybody will get at me. Oh, nigga, y'all, I'm leaving this group because I'm not gonna have that. I'm not. I don't debate women at all. It's not that's disrespectful to me. I don't care what you believe in, sis. Okay, I'm with you, Bob. Your husband.
Hmm.
But it's not only in the diet of the Bible, it's all over the world. But just looking at what's going on, like chicken got arsenic and antibiotics and stuff like that, the beef and all that. When you consume that form of protein, your body
Hmm.
automatically stops producing the protein. And that's what's killing your body. You're consuming the wrong protein.
Mm. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that stuff, the arsenic in the chicken, it cause arthritis and cause you being blind. And remember, arsenic is rat poison. It's a rat poison.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, I'm always like this. Don't get a baby cow milk because cow milk is for cow babies. Give them your milk.
Hmm. Hey, you guys let me know if my background get too loud. I'm on my food truck and I'm gonna have to jump on the highway. So if it's too loud, let me know.
Oh, you got a food
Nah, you
business going
can.
on out there?
Huh?
I said, you got your own food business going on out there?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah,
Yes, and guess what, y'all? Next week I'm starting all vegetarian and vegan dishes.
good business. But hold
I'm
on.
switching it up on.
You know,
Huh?
I have to be the devil advocate. I have to give you the
Hmm.
truth and everybody here. When I first went vegetarian, I used to go to the store and get vegetarian patties. And I'm cooking it, and I'm like, oh, fuck this shit. Because if I go grab some soya beans, some mushrooms, some vegetables, dry them out, crunch them up, they not sticking together. So what the fuck are you using to stick this patty together?
Hmm.
It's a lot of chemicals in that veggie stuff, right?
Right.
Then my brother's like, well, I understand, bro, and that's why I'm start growing outside. Okay, don't preach that you're really eating good because all the metals and the mercury and the copper that's coming out the sky going inside those plants, bro. But the only reason why I do promote vegetarian and vegan is because your body can process that stuff better.
Yeah.
It at least, but we eat, we eat some messed up stuff too. Have you seen the fake cabbage, fake vegetables?
Yeah, seen them.
No,
I'm
I haven't seen
I'm
them.
gonna put one in the backtrack.
What? Oh no, I did. It looked like they was frying it and making it over there in China. It was a while ago, like
Yeah,
This
that's the
probably
one,
about
one I
five, six
saw.
years ago. And
yeah,
they
this
was
one,
making cabbage.
yeah, out of the liquid,
Yeah, out of the liquid. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
yes, and fake meat out of the liquid. Like man, we don't know what the fuck we eat.
Y'all know something? I for I have this theory, and I feel like we don't know what's real with Asians. A lot of stuff like people think oranges was originated here in America in Florida. They did not. They originated in Asia. A lot of stuff what people don't realize originates. We don't know what's real and how they originally made that stuff. I know
Right,
it
it's
sounds
crazy.
weird, but we don't know what all that was originated there that we eat. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Not
right, and it's
real.
crazy. And it's crazy. You have to always understand this. And I don't know if I'm gonna get blocked for this or not, but when you see something from America that's telling on somebody else, oh, America's been doing this shit for years.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They've
Yes.
been giving it. I didn't watch the scientist one night. That's when I started getting into really into genetically cloning stuff. This scientist showed that 90% of the corn is genetically modified. They show how they did it and all that stuff. So we thinking we eating real corn
Mm.
on the cob, and it's not real corn. There's the oranges, anything that doesn't have a seed, all the nutrients and veggie, it's out of it. There's no more.
Mm.
You must have a seed in these grapes, these oranges. Look at the bananas. Those seeds barely you can see, but go get an old banana. Them seeds kind of big there.
Mm.
So it's like all this stuff. And the thing is this though, is one thing that I don't like about these groups, no matter what it is, Christian, Muslim, whatever, ain't nobody coming together and going to these factories to dictate what's in our foods. No one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm basically into. That's why I want to go start doing gathering brothers that want to go do this. Why again, the women decipher the information for us, and y'all tell us what to spring out as far as the information. But we need to go into these government parties. Oh, I was just talking to my girl yesterday. They ain't understanding the virtuous woman. She went out and worked and brought home the money.
Mm-hmm.
While this man, her man, was a part of the council and he went and handled the political party. That's what we need to go back to.
But I think women have a problem with it today because
Mhm.
of certain words really affect us today. We used to not be so soft that words hurt us, but today we're hurt. Like if somebody say, "Oh, you scary" or "You shaky," that would make a black person mad, right? Versus somebody
Mhm.
saying, "Oh, you got a little fear in you," or "You feared that." They
Right.
don't. That word fear don't really bother them. So today, we have the man talking about some the women are they what they call them? The women call the men the tricks, and the women like the sex workers and stuff. What they call them, the pimps, they hoes
Prostitute.
and stuff like that. Yeah, the
Yeah.
prostitutes and stuff like that. So, and we have became so selfish to the point like we're not sharing nothing.
Right.
We wanted 50-50. It's everything has changed. So just the point of the thought of the woman being she's being tricked or played or whatever by a man, it's not gonna work because
Now,
certain words just trigger
right.
us today.
Right. Now I'm gonna tell you, like I told Leah, I'm not here for everybody. So I don't care if they don't like it or not. It's what we do. is when we start with our children. You feel what I'm saying? So if we start this and we only get 100,000 out of 50 million, hey, it has been started. Because you completely right. We're gonna have some hard-headed people that just not gonna come and let the woman, their mama, teach and comfort them.
Yeah, it's a Muslim sister. I remember back in the day when I used to watch all these conscious videos, and she was like, the women need to go out and work and bring home the money and don't worry about what that brother doing. Let the brother do whatever it is he doing and stuff like that. And she caught a lot of slack because, you know, like women today, like maybe back then, but not today.
Right.
This
I'm with
boy
them.
gonna do X, Y, Z. You know,
Yeah,
like so women are more dominant today also.
Well, she said that wrong. No, don't let that motherfucker just do whatever he want to do and bring you something back. No, I'm with them on that one. She got me.
Well, I mean, she didn't say it like that. But pretty much that's what she was saying. She was like, you know what I'm saying? The man needs to be home with the kids and, you know, basically saying that trade spaces with the woman is what she was saying. And
yeah, see,
and
if it was worded differently, I think she would have got a broader audience. You know what I'm saying? Because that right there, I don't think at this point in time, if you got a conscious sister I don't think she gonna like just let her man, just like you ain't gonna just let your man do anything he wanna do. In that aspect or wherever diaspora she put it in. So she was completely right. I just think that the words need to be good.
Well, I know here in Tennessee, a lot of the Christian women are like that here. They are very submissive, and it's like they let their men do whatever it is he do.
I need to come there and give me a woman. Shit, my grandma was born in Tennessee. I come back home with us.
Yeah, a lot of women like that. They know exactly what their man be doing, but they right there riding to the bus out.
Right. So that's all they got. That's crazy. That's not right there. That's not
I'm
right
from Tennessee, but that's not me. I'm a very dominant woman. It takes a special kind of man for me.
Right. And as far as we know, you got him.
Yeah, you got to be a man for me.
Right. So we need to put something together because in these debates, whenever I do decide to go and debate, I want to go into another strategy. I will win every debate if I got a woman to read for me. And the reason why is because the words of a woman resonate more than a man. Then as these brothers debating and they're reading, they really lose focus on their attentions. Because you got to concentrate on two things. You know what I'm saying? So I